Still flowed as they spoke about some of Red's other adventures in the other regions. Then Red said to Blue, "That's enough about me. What have you been doing?" Professor Oak says you've been spending less time at the gym and that. You no longer want to run it? That old man can't keep quiet about it. Blue let out a sigh. Opening another drink and leaning back. I became the leader of Viridian Gym shortly after you became champion. They needed a replacement and I wasn't doing anything else, but I got bored. I traveled when I could around Kanto, mostly down to Cinnabar Island and to Seafoam Islands. I just want to do more, you know? Red put a hand on Blue's knee for a moment. Yeah, I know. The two talked here and there a bit longer, still drinking and watching more of the documentary. It was around 11 p.m. at this point. They'd both been quiet for a little while until an unknown to Blue, Red had fallen asleep until his body shifted a little. Red's head had landed on Blue's shoulder. Blue's body tensed up for a moment and his face began to feel warm. He realized Red was asleep and he calmed down. I guess it has been a long day for you. Plus, the drinks won't have helped. He then did something even unexpected to himself. He lightly ran his free hand through Red's hair. Crap, what am I doing? He thought. Blue quickly pulled his hand away. As nervous as Blue was, he didn't want to disturb Red, so he carefully reached for the remote and turned off the TV, trying to make himself sleep. His mind raced that night. He couldn't take his mind off that friend. Yeah, friend. Until he eventually fell into slumber himself. And also, sorry, I have to make this in another part because I ran out of storage space. So it stopped, so I had to do everything, get rid of free up storage space and stuff. So we're continuing for 2 parts. This is gonna take me a long time because this has 23 chapters. Whoop whoop. Red was woken by slight pressure on his chest and having his cheek licked. When he opened his eyes, he saw that Pikachu was standing before him, standing on him. Red pet Pikachu's head. "Morning, buddy," he said, smiling. Just then, he felt movement underneath him. He sat up, rubbing his face with both his hands. "This headache's not a great thing to start my morning." "Well, you should have thought that before you started drinking." This is really bad. I don't know. What's the word again? Hold on. I know the word. Don't you dare, you piece of crap. is kind of awkward. So I found the word, but I don't know if it's the right one. Hangover. Let's get on this. When he took his hands away from his face, he realized he was in the living room. And when he looked beside him, he saw a sprawled out Blue. And that's when he realized he'd just woken up with his head on Blue. Oh crap, I hadn't even realized. Wait, what time is it? He got up and grabbed his phone off the nearby table. 8:47. Took Red a moment, but then he remembered they're supposed to set off from the lab at 9. Crap, thought Red. He rushed back to Blue, shaking his shoulder. Blue, wake up! We have to go! Red hurried off to his room to grab a fresh set of clothes. Blue was coming to after somewhat hearing Red's words. A little confused at where he was at first, Red walks back into the living room while only just pulling a shirt over his head. Come on, Blue. We have to be at the lab in about 10 minutes. Blue had been stunned for a moment. He was not expecting to see his friend half-dressed first thing in the morning. Then it hit him. What Red just said to him. Oh, crap! Blue hurried to the front door. I'll meet you at the lab. I have to grab my things, he shouted back into the house. He was gone before Red could reply. Red gazed around the room. He'd only just got home and was leaving again. He felt bad leaving his mother again. But she told him it was fine, and that both him and Blue needed this, I guess. She's right. I guess she's right, he thought. And with perfect timing, his mother was awake to see him off. She came to Red, hugging him. When did you get so tall? She laughed. God. She laughed. Look after him, Red. He's been lost without you here. I know you two didn't get on great when you both were on your journeys, but he cares more than you believe. I think he always has. Red took a moment, breaking up their embrace. He picked up his bags and called for Pikachu, who then climbed up on his shoulder. I will, Mom. Red smiled at her. Good. She placed his cap on his head, kissing his cheek. Enjoy yourself. They both waved at each other as Red headed for the professor's lab. When he got there, he was greeted by Oak. No Blue yet? Asked Red. He checked the time, 8:56. Not yet, replied Oak. A few moments later, they saw Blue rushing over with his things, Evie behind him trying to keep up. Just in time, he wheezed as he caught his breath. Oak just let out a sigh and Red laughed at him. Just then, a car began to pull up. Ah, it's here. I've arranged transport to the airport. Two started to load their bags into the car and got in the back. Blue rolled down the window. See ya, Gramps. Take care of yourself. See ya, Gramps. Take care of yourself. He waved to Red also waving at Oak. I'll be fine. Now you two have fun. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. The car pulled away. Red put his head in his hands and groaned. Now he wasn't scrambling to get ready. He could really feel the force of this headache. Not used to it? Well, I don't have a sore head, but my shoulder sure does ache thanks to a certain someone. The car pulled away. Red put his hand on his head. Blah, blah, blah. Blue exclaimed, Oh no, Red thought. He'd hoped Blue didn't realize and just let out an awkward laugh. A pink glow of embarrassment on his face. Sorry, I hadn't realized I'd even fallen asleep. It's fine, but you owe me, Blue responded. Red gave him a confused expression. You can buy me breakfast when we get to the airport, since I haven't been able to eat yet. Blue laughed. Sure, you got it, replied Red, quite hungry himself. When they arrived at the airport, they checked in, and after going through security, they set themselves finding somewhere to eat. Red wasn't really fussed where they ate, so let Blue decide. Once Blue chose a place to eat, they both ordered. Red just ordered some simple eggs on toast, and Blue ordered a lot. Good thing we have some time to kill before the flight. Oh wait. Good thing we have some time to kill before the flight, Red sighed. When their food arrived, they thanked the waitress and got to eat. Red wondered how Blue could eat so much without an issue. Man! and Red, no, wait, and Blue is skinny. He is a skinny boy, but he eats so much. After they eaten, Red asked for the bill, when suddenly an announcement came. Can all passengers for Flight 12 to Ololo please head to Gate G for boarding? Oh, crap. They'd taken a bit longer than he'd have liked. He quickly paid, grabbing his things as Pikachu jumped on his shoulder. Come on, Blue. We gotta get going. I know. Blue got up, following after Red, but there was some distance between the two. Slow down a little, could you? Sheesh. When did I start chasing after you? Blue joked, not realizing Red had slowed. Blue nearly bumped into him. They both stopped and looked at the signs for directions to the terminal. There! Blue pointed. He gestured for Red to follow, and they both ran the rest of the way. Phew, we made it, exhaled as they joined the line to board the plane. I'm not letting you order so much again, Red joked. Well, at least we've eaten, replied Blue. Red just shook his head a little and laughed. We're about to set off, and Blue just seems to be getting more nervous by the second. Wait, he's not scared of flying, is he? Red thought to himself, while looking at Blue out the corner of his eye, deciding not to say anything. He made sure his seatbelt was secure and held Pikachu safely on his lap. He smiled at himself because the thought of Blue being scared of flying an airplane amused him, especially since Blue would use his Pidgeot to fly around. But I mean, I'm pretty sure he feels safe with Pidgeot. And planes could crash down at any moment. I mean, that's me whenever we're gonna fly a plane. Whenever we're gonna fly a plane, my heart is pounding. Like, I just can't stop because I'm afraid of heights. Anything that takes me, probably, meters off the air, in the air, I'm just like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Soon after all the safety announcements, the engine started up. The plane moved into position on the runway, then proceeded to move forward, getting faster and ultimately taking off. It's fine. I'm fine, Blue thought to himself, gripping the armrests tighter as the plane took off from the ground. He was always nervous of flying in airplanes, but never understood why himself. All he knew was he didn't like it. You okay there? Red asked. It was pretty obvious that Blue was nervous, no matter how hard he tried to contain it. I'm just fine, Blue anxiously replied, quietly taking deep breaths. Red quietly laughed to himself and looked out the window. When the plane finally leveled out, Blue was able to relax more. A film made by Pokestar Studios was being played. He decided to put in some earphones and watch. That helped calm his nerves. Not too long into the flight, Red nudged Blue. Look, you can see Mount Silver and beyond into Johto. That brings back memories. Pikachu was standing on Red's lap, also looking at the world below. Pika! I'm good, thanks. I'm just going to take a nap instead. That's me on a plane, except the first time I went on a plane, I just took a nap. I remember I told my friends when we were going on this plane, right? I said, I'm just going to nap the way. And he's like, how? You're probably not going to be able to. The chairs are uncomfortable. And I did. And when I woke up, my butt hurt like hell. But whatever. I took a nap and I told them. And I forgot what happened after that. But, okay. And with that, Blue slouched a little and closed his eyes. You're lost. It's such a beautiful view from up here. Red shrugged, relaxing back into his seat, still looking out the window, reminiscing about his journey on Johto. After a couple of hours, an announcement came over the speakers. Please stay seated and remain calm. We are going to experience a little turbulence. Oh no. Blue is probably gonna be me whenever we have turbulence, because turbulence scares the poop out of me. Even though I hear about turbulence and stuff, like, it's fine. I'm gonna be fine. Because I get told that we're probably gonna have turbulence. But still, that terrifies me. As the plane was shaken a little, it began to get rougher. Waking up Blue in a panic, he grabbed onto the armrests again, accidentally grabbing onto Red, who had his arms on the rest in between them. Whoa, hey, Blue, it's fine. Just a little turbulence, that's all. Smiled, trying to comfort Blue. Yeah, I know that, Blue said, letting go of Red as soon as he realized he had grabbed onto him. He couldn't hide it now. He was nervous. He was scared. It made him feel sick. Red thought for a moment and then had an idea. He reached into the luggage space above, pulling out a Pokeball from Blue's bag. Eevee, come out. Blue needs you. Eevee came out of the Pokeball sitting on Blue's lap. Realizing his trainer was scared, Eevee snuggled himself against Blue to comfort him. Blue ran his hand through Eevee's fur, calming himself down. A little while later, the turbulence had calmed down. Passengers are free to move around the cabin again. An announcement was made. Well, that's a relief, Red said, giving a thumbs up to Eevee, which is now curled up on Blue's lap. About an hour and a half passed, and the plane finally landed on Akala Island. Blue could get off quick enough. Red lost him in the sea of people that were scrambling to get off, too. Red just sighed. I'm sure he'll be waiting, Pikachu. And sure enough, he was. Blue had already collected their luggage and was ready to head to the hotel his cousin had booked. Professor Oak's cousin had booked for them. When they were outside, they managed to get a ride in the cab to the Hano Grand Resort at a 5-star resort that was right next to the beach. They couldn't wait to relax and explore the new region. Are you sure there's nothing you can do? Blue exclaimed after being told there had been an issue with their room checking in. I'm sorry, sir. The whole resort is fully booked. There is nothing else we can do about the room. We apologize for the mix-up and can offer you free meals here for the duration of your stay. I'll sleep on the floor if I have to. I'll sleep on the floor if I have to. Red said to Blue. You do get free food out of it. Fine. Blue rolled his eyes. We accept your apology and will accept your offer, Blue said to the assistant at the desk. Great. Here are your key cards. Your room number is 270 on the 3rd floor. Enjoy your stay. Blueman smiled. Yeah, thanks, Blue responded, clearly still irritated. Be nice, and it wasn't her fault, and we get free food now. So you can eat as much as you like, Red nudged his arm. Yeah, well, I can't complain about that. Blue's probably gonna be a pain. Blue laughed as they made their way to their room. Blue entered the room first. It was large and nice, really nice. Looks like you won't have to sleep on the floor, Blue said as Red followed him and closing the door behind them. Well, yeah, I don't think they know what a single bed is. Red laughed as it clearly big enough for the two of them to comfortably sleep. It'll be just like old times when we were kids and we had sleepovers, he exclaimed, excitement in his voice. He used to love hanging out with Blue when they were kids. Yeah. Blue trailed off. He remembered how excited they both used to be. They'd stay up learning about Pokemon and playing games. Blue let out a breath of air. Well, let's get unpacked and then we can explore a little. Sure thing, responded Red as Pikachu jumped off him and onto the bed with Eevee following. They played while their trainers unpacked, almost ready to start their Alolan vacation. Okay, I'm back from my little break that I had. Blue let out a breath of air. Well, let's get unpacked and then we can explore a little. Sure thing, responded Red as Pikachu jumped off him and onto the bed with Eevee following. They played while their trainers unpacked, almost ready to start their Alolan vacation. When they finished unpacking, they headed out, deciding to spend the rest of the day at Hano Beach, since it was right next to the resort. I hate beaches. They suck. Because there's so much sand. The water's terrible. They stepped outside. Red's eyes narrowed as the bright rays from the sun hit them. He put his hand across the to block the sun rays. Blue, on the other hand, was prepared. Should have brought yourself some sunshades.